Thank you, Piers. And so I will hand over to Secretary Forestry to give his remarks before we send to the CUs.
Oh, thank you very much, Madam Waziri. Mine is just to enhance what the PS has just mentioned in terms of how are we dealing with the deforestation issue in northern Kenya. The CS just shared with us that we're in the process of finalizing regulations. And these regulations are targeted at addressing the root causes of deforestation. Because the biggest agent of deforestation, for instance, is the utilization of trees for purposes of charcoal. So one of the regulations that is now going through the public participation phase is to see how do we regulate or do the charcoal production in a more sustainable manner so that it doesn't lead to deforestation. Secondly, also, the northern region has tree species that are very valuable in terms of gum and resins. So the whole suite of strategies, including the RED Plus, is to ensure that we are managing our forest resources in a way that has sustainability in it and in a way that doesn't lead to deforestation. Thank you.
Good morning again. Thank you, Mr. Koech, for your question on technologies for tree planting in the Oozes. I'm so happy that you've asked this question. And it gives me great pleasure to give you the science of planting trees in the Oozes. I start by saying that Jazamiti is based on the principle of species to site matching. Species to site matching means that trees are adapted by nature to various sites. In the Oozes, as Waziri has said, we have been developing and breeding for the last 38 years trees that are drought tolerant. And what makes these trees drought tolerant? And I would like you to hear me very clearly. The trees, the root structure of the tree species in the drylands is very different from the root structure of the trees that are in the humid highlands. Most of the trees in the drylands have tubers. Immediately you plant, especially the mukaos, the tamarids, the baobabs, and even the neems and the pawpaws. The minute you plant, it goes down. It requires rain only 2 weeks, and then it starts to form the bulb underneath. And therefore, these trees are adapted to very little rain because they're able to absorb the moisture around them, and therefore they're able to grow. But from science also we know that you can accelerate this survival in the drylands by doing the following. One, I'm sure you're aware of the dust, the ash and charcoal dust. We insist that you do holes at least 2 feet by 2 feet, 2 feet that way, 2 feet down. Not the day you are planting. You do it before so that that hole has enough time to get air. 2, you mix your ash with manure that you can find around. And the good thing is in the drylands is where you find the greatest population of livestock. So as far as I know, manure is not limiting the drylands. It's freely available, not freely, of course you have to buy, but you mix the ash and manure. Tuko pamoja? That is technology number 1. Number 2, we have also developed the biochar technology. The biochar is an advanced version of mixing manure or compost with charcoal dust. Number 3, the other technology that we have is the technology of soil, of moisture retention crystals or gels. And they're in the country. And I'm so happy to say that most of our entrepreneurs, they've gone ahead of most of us. It is being imported and in large quantities, so you can use that in the hole that you have planted. Now, on the day of the planting, I know water in the drylands is a limiting factor. But if you now water the whole with about 20 liters of water. And then you plant your seedling around it with a mixture. And then you water again. You have given that seedling the life that it requires in the dry land for the next 1 month. And that's why we say that it is important to plant a little bit before the rains come, so that when the rains come, the moisture and the mixture is able to absorb the water. Number 3, there is now what you call the micro catchments. And in most trees in the drylands, by the way, don't use the basin type. There are some trees or species that will require the basin type. And there are those that when you put the basin type, too much water will kill them, like mokau. So the drylands are a paradox of things. So that's why you must know the species you are planting. So, and therefore, from KEFRI, we have the technologies. You can plant trees anywhere, including in the desert, as long as you use the right technology.